What's good, y'all? Welcome to Good Morning Nation. You know what it is. It's 8:45 Pacific Standard Time. We out here on the West Coast. You know what it is, man. Sacramento, California. But if you're on the East Coast, it might be a little bit later, 11:45, whatever the case may be. But you know why we're here. You know why we're here. Because after week one against the Chargers, we have a lot to talk about. And even though we lost, I know some people are going to be there is some feathers are going to be ruffled. Some arguments are going to start. Some debates are going to be out there. And narratives are going to begin just strictly after week one. And we're going to talk about it all in this live today, man. Plus, we're going to have some injury updates. We're going to talk about the offense, defense, and some potential things that we may see coming soon, as well as we pick up a player. We sign a player to the team, new addition right after the loss against the Chargers. So we're going to hop into it. And I want to go into the comments, though, give everybody a shout out. Good morning to everybody, though, by the way, man. I hope everybody's doing great. Make sure you got your coffee, you got your tea on the way to work, school, the gym, whatever it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. And shout out to all of Raider Nation, man. I appreciate y'all supporting and helping me out in this venture of my YouTube channel because, look, we're at 8,500 subscribers, y'all, and I appreciate everybody that's been helping me trying to get to 9K subscribers. And if you guys can, make sure to hit that like button. Go make a play, hit that like button, and turn on those notifications. If you guys don't have your notifications on, if you guys want to become part of the notification gang, all you got to do is hit that bell. So shout out to everybody in the chat because we're already 55 people deep. If I can, get that thumbs up. Get that thumbs up so you can see me and hear me clearly. I should have probably said that at the jump, but I figured people would probably be telling me in the chat, man. But let me get that thumbs up and make sure y'all can hear and see me clearly, man. Appreciate everybody here. Shout out to Steve. I see you dropped a few comments in here already, but I'm going to I'll come back to you, Steve. I'll definitely come back to you, Steve. See what you got to say because you had a lot to let the nation know. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. B-Rod in the house was good with you, man. Shout out to one of our longtime members. If anybody wants to become a member, all you got to do is hit that join button, and it goes a long way. Helps the channel out tremendously, and it's a great way to support. I see Dominique 5 in the building. Salute to my brother. Always pulling up on us. Shout out to 5. Looks like we got Raider Jesse with the thumbs up. Kevin Lurker with the thumbs up. And Raider Wolf. Appreciate you, Isaac. Thank you very much for letting me know. Thank you very much for letting me know. First things first, what do we really want to talk about in this one? Because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I know some people are going to be on edge with this one, so I want to be careful. You got to be walking on eggshells, it seems like. Joel says we needed this loss. Reality check. We weren't ready and prepared. I like that because this is what we're going to be talking about this entire live with our updates. But let's go ahead and give some shout-outs. Shout out to Willie Wayne. He says Peterman would have won the game. I don't know about that, man, but I definitely understand where you're coming from and the frustrations. Shout out to EJ in the building. He says this will be a fun live, no doubt. What's good with you? What's good with you, CJ? EJ, glad you're able to make it, man. Out here with us. Eminem in the building. Good morning, brother. Ready for Overreaction Monday. And that's what I'm trying to not have, right, Mike? Because I want to be in this live and be optimistic. Usually I feel like I play the devil advocate. I'm always trying to find some type of way to look at something differently, but I really want to be optimistic in this one because straight from the jump, I think as Raider fans, we always expect to win. Of course, you want to win every game. But what about from the Chargers perspective, right? What about from the Chargers perspective, the fact that we just got a new coach, right? We have a lot of new moving pieces on our team. We have a new regime really from the top to the bottom. And I know people will say this is an excuse or whatever, but I'm not really saying it's an excuse because we played our ass off. We still played our ass off and was still in it at the end of the game. Going up against the Chargers, and they've been together for a whole year. They've already had time to gain that chemistry. They've already been with their coach for a while. And we've just started out with a new head coach, with a new defensive coordinator, a new GM, new president. So I'm going to be very optimistic in this one because I don't want any overreactions. I don't want any bad mouthing. I don't want any negative connotation. I don't want any of that. So let's try to keep this one on level heads. Let's try to bring some logic. You know what I mean? Let's try to bring some logic to this one. Joel in the building, good morning to you. Appreciate you pulling up on us. Willie Wayne, we're going to get into it, man. He said, where was the screenplays? Where was the run game? That was a major surprise, and I'm glad you brought that up. Let me write that down real quick, Willie Wayne. Wayne, screenplays, because that's a great note that I wanted to talk about, because we've seen the screenplays all throughout the preseason. All of a sudden, we didn't see nothing besides one broken screenplay. So we'll get to it, man. 303 Raider says, "What up, nation? No time to panic." Exactly. Shout out to 303. I don't think it's time to panic at all. I don't think it's time to panic at all. We have to give the Chargers a little bit of credit because they are a good football team. There's a reason this is the best division in the league. Visual Combo Carr had a terrible game, and it was a 5-point difference against Super Bowl favorites. This is the optimism I'm talking about, Visual. Definitely understand where you're coming from, Combo, because this is kind of how I'm seeing it. Carr had a terrible game. We had a 5-point difference against Super Bowl favorites, and it's a great opponent. They've already been together for a long time. EJ says Carr had a bad game, but definitely seeing overreactions. Yep, most definitely. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though. Digital Prayers, what it do, cuz? He said, I heard there was an 845 barbecue, and now I got my shades on for it. I hear you, man. Jesse Torres, good morning. My boy, Raid, how we feeling? Feeling great, man. I'm not really disappointed after the week 1 matchup. And I know some people are, but shout out to Ty Davis. Nation's Finest is in the building. David Dowdy, what's good with you, man? David JoJo is in the building as well. Paul Burton, what's good with you, man? He said, what up, Ray? Tough one to lose, but we will bounce back. And I believe we will too. I believe we're going to bounce back as well. Tootsie in the building. Shout out to Luis with the dropping the super chat with Wasted. Look at this. Look at Luis's. Oh my goodness. Ain't no damn way. There ain't no damn way. I gotta send that to Wasted. I'm finna send that to Wasted. There ain't no damn way you got a picture of Wasted Talent as your profile picture. I gotta send that to Wasted, bro. Hold on. I gotta send this picture to Wasted. Ain't no damn way y'all out here wilding like that. Y'all got a picture of wasted in the profile picture. That's crazy. Appreciate the super chat, brother. He says, no need to panic. It's game 1. It's all cleanable. Definitely cleanable. But who got to clean up the most? Who got to clean up the most in this game? And I think everybody knows. Good morning to Chansworthy Evans. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Thank you very much for being a part of the channel. Gene as well. Gene always coming through. Always coming through. OG straight up says, hey, Chargers are playoff bound. It's our job to get better and Carr to be the leader. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Good morning, SVT. Glad you're able to be with us. Kevin Castro in the building. What's good with you, man? I'm not dropping the red and white hats just quite yet. Not quite yet, brother. Not quite yet. But let's catch up. From the trenches, man, is in the building. Hobo Raider in the building. Don Phillips. What's good with you, man? D Raider with us. You know what it is. Anish, I see you in the building, folks. I see you in the building. Ruben Russ with us today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad you're able to be with us. Tanner Jack in the building as well. He says, after watching Herbert and Mahomes' car sucks. Yeah, it was a tough one because I got Mahomes on my fantasy, and he went off. That boy went off. But let's go ahead and hop into this live, guys, because I wanted to bring up some information real quick before we really get into all the dialogue about the game. Hold up. Before we really get into all this dialogue, I wanted to bring some information. So first things first, I wanted to bring up some info about the Raiders injury report. So coming from our guy, Mitchell Rentz, shout out to Bobby Haddon in the building as well. Appreciate you pulling up. If you guys can, make sure to hit that like button. Go make a play if you guys can. I appreciate you guys. It goes a long way. It helps the algorithm so we can get this live cracking off. You feel me? So Bobby Hayden, appreciate you pulling up. But let's go ahead and hop into this injury report real quick to see if there's anything interesting. And let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you guys see any injuries that concern you most. What of these injuries concern you the most? And this is being reported by Mitchell Rentz, which I've seen these actually pop up. These injuries pop up a couple places, but he has a great list here I wanted to bring to you guys. And you'll see at the top of the list, we have Andre James as our number one injury. He was actually, I believe, sent to the hospital in an ambulance because of this concussion. So Andre James may be someone that's going to be sitting out this next week. So will we see Dylan Parham come in and play that center position? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, because he did leave going to the hospital, unfortunately. And you know, we hope Andre James is okay at the end of the day, because you don't want to see your guy leave in an ambulance to the hospital. But he is out with a concussion currently. being monitored. Now, Trayvon Merrick is probably my number one concern. Trayvon Merrick's my number one concern. Why? Because I'm biased. He's my favorite Raider player. I wanted to draft him when we drafted him. So when it comes to Trayvon Merrick, he is our true safety. He really is our true safety. He was out there. If you watched how Patrick Graham was playing Trayvon Merrick, he was everywhere. He was in the slot. He lined up outside, which he was covering a tight end, and the tight end was lined up wide. But Merrick was outside wide. He lined up in the slot. He lined up as a safety. He used Merrick all over the place as a man coverage kind of guy. And now we're going to miss that opportunity if he ends up sitting out with his hip injury. So hopefully Trayvon Merrick is able to come back healthy. We haven't heard too much. Denzel Perriman, ankle problem. I didn't see too much on this. I haven't heard too much on this, but I think these are more of smaller injuries because Trayvon Merrick did come out of the game. Merrick did come out of the game for, I want to say he missed nearly half the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. DJ Turner as well. Brandon Bolden, I think this is just a small injury. He should be back. Denzel Perriman as well. I don't see too much about that. Andrew Billings did go off the field. I do remember Andrew Billings coming off the field, so that may be something. And Anthony Averett actually was rolled out when the game was still going on. So Anthony Averett is going to be something to look at. Now, we did talk about all of these injuries. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these. Douchebag Man says, seeing G just posted we signed a slot corner, which we're going to talk about here shortly. I have a slide up here to talk about who we just signed. It is a cornerback, and I have some thoughts on that. I definitely have some thoughts on that because Trayvon Mullen. What was I saying about trading Trayvon Mullen for a 6th, 7th round pick? We knew we were going to need the freaking depth. And now look, but I'm not going to let's digress. Let's see what you guys had to say about the injuries in the comment section, though. Shout out to Marquez in the building. He says, what's good? We're going to be all right. And the O-line had a terrible game, and we're going to be all right. Carr and the O-line had a terrible game. We're still in position to win the game at the end. If the Chargers barely beat us on our worst day, that says a lot. And it does, Marquez, and that's why I'm being very optimistic, all right? The biggest concerns, though, based on everybody in the chat, it looks like Merrick is the most concerning. Merrick and James from SVT, Mondo, Czarface as well, says Andre and James, which I agree, 100% agree. Raider Reppin' for Life says Denzel and Trayvon. So it looks like Trayvon Merrick is going to be our biggest concern. Ruben Rush says Merrick and Averett. Averett may be – I want to see what happens with Averett because he was actually rolled out while the game was still going on. So I wonder what Averett's how bad Averett's thumb injury is because we just seen that Dak Prescott had a thumb injury and he's out for several weeks. So if Dak Prescott's out for several weeks, then Anthony Averett will be different. He's a corner. He doesn't have to throw the football, but he should be able to play. We'll see what happens with that. It looks like Merrick and James, EJ says, so definitely something to look out for. What's up with the right tackle musical chairs during the game? That's concerning. That's definitely concerning. We do not have a set 5. I don't know why Josh McDaniels felt like he needed to do that. I'm not sure what that was about. But rotating the linemen caused penalties. Some may believe that, some may not believe that, but I think that rotating the offensive linemen caused penalties. It caused a lack of cohesion and chemistry and being able to move the football because there was a moment, I believe we're in enemy territory. We're probably around the 30 or the 40-yard line, and then it was 30 short or 4th and short. I can't remember too much. And then the offensive lineman, I think it was Thayer Munford, got an offsides or a false start. I should say he got a false start. And he had just came in, so that was kind of whack. I was like, wow. TC, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you being out here. Mike says Merrick as well, and James. So I think Merrick and James are definitely the two guys that we have to look out for in this injury report because, one, Merrick went out of the game early as well, like Averett. And then, two, you have Andre James leaving in an ambulance to go to the hospital. So definitely concerning between those two guys. But in other news, guys, we did sign a cornerback. And let me see if I can find my slide to talk about where we signed. Who did we sign? I know who we signed. It was Buddy Coleman. It was Coleman. What was his name? Which is kind of upsetting. I don't really care for him that much. But at the end of the day, we did end up signing him. Was it Roby Coleman? Here it is right here for you guys. Bing bong. So we did end up signing. The Raiders did sign cornerback. Raiders signing Nickel Roby Coleman, per league source. Veteran corner, has 6 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, and 49 pass deflections. We know who Roby Coleman is. We played against him tons of times. I believe we played against him when he was on the Texans, and I believe we played against him when he was on the Broncos as well, if I'm not mistaken. So this right here is where I'm going to go on to like my little hindsight rant, okay? Because the thing is, we had Trayvon Mullen. And when I said I was upset about trading Trayvon Mullen, some people got on me like, oh, well, you know, he was hurt. He was playing games. He wasn't in the preseason. And in my mind, I'm thinking, who gives a shit? Like, who really cares if he played in the preseason? He's been, as a Raiders fan, he's been on our team since he was drafted. As Raider fans, we know what Trayvon Mullen is. We know what Trayvon Mullen looks like. Why did we trade him for such a low draft pick? And then after the first game, we're signing guys like Nickel Roby Coleman. And it's just that right there was kind of – I still don't like that move, trading Trayvon Mullen, because I'd rather have Trayvon Mullen out there than Roby Coleman. Like, let's be honest. So that right there is just – I don't know. I don't really like that. I see everybody saying Mullen isn't a nickel corner. Why do we need to bring in a nickel corner when our best nickel corner is Nate Hobbs? I'm confused on that. Was Anthony Averett playing inside or was he playing outside? That's where I'm kind of confused. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. Why are we sitting here saying, oh, he's a nickel corner? So are you guys telling me right now? So this is what you guys are telling me in the freaking chat, is that you'd rather have Roby Coleman, who's coming off the freaking streets with 6 interceptions. This dude is a veteran with 6 interceptions, okay? You'd rather get him out off the streets than have Nate Hobbs play the corner or slot corner, nickel corner or whatever, where he was blown up against the Chargers in the run game, and go take him out to put Nate Hobbs on the outside and then put Coleman in? Is that what we're saying here? Mullen is not always out. Where does this narrative come from that Mullen is out? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where did that narrative come from to where Mullen's always out? Like, last year was probably his worst year with an injury. That was probably the only year that he really sat out a lot. Outside of that, where do we get this narrative that Trayvon Mullen was always hurt? Mullen is washed? Bruh. Y'all gonna put me through the damn ringer in this one. I was trying to be optimistic, but y'all finna put me through the damn ringer in this one, bro. Mullen is washed. He's still in his rookie contract, and we just signed Nickel Roby Coleman. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, though? That's what is confusing me. We signed Roby Coleman, but all right, whatever. I'm not even finna go down this, bro. We're really hyping up Coleman right now. Are we really hyping up Roby Coleman? I can't believe we're doing this. We just lost to the Chargers, and we're hyping up Roby Coleman. This is what we're doing? Oh, my goodness. Quentin Booker says, Raid, I like Mullen, but we can get corners better than him to me. Like Roby Coleman? So you guys let me know in the chat right now. Is Roby Coleman better than Mullins? I swear, bro. If someone says yes, I'm about to lose it. I'm about to lose it because I know damn well y'all have not seen Coleman play in at least a couple of years for anybody to sit here and say he's better than Mullins. That's got to be a joke. That's got to be a freaking joke. You're tripping, dog. When's the last time you seen Roby Coleman take a snap? Don't even lie. When's the last time you seen Roby Coleman take a snap? Like, dog, what? He said it's not that simple, though, Raid. I mean, in my opinion, it is that simple because Think about it. Who's at our depth right now? Who's at our depth at cornerback? Amik Robertson and DeMarcus, not DeMarcus. Why do I always say DeMarcus Webb, man? I don't know why I always say that. Not DeMarcus Webb. Sam Webb. Who's DeMarcus Webb? Is there somebody named DeMarcus Webb? I don't know why I keep saying DeMarcus Webb. Who's DeMarcus Webb? Is that a basketball player or something? But our depth at corner is Sam Webb and Amik Robertson. Like, what? My guy says not in a while. Like, bro, best ability is availability. Well, that's funny because when Waller was hurt, all of a sudden his hamstring healed right after he got a contract. But best availability, bro, Waller was just out most of the season last year, and then you know what? See, that's what I'm saying. That's that contradiction shit y'all be doing. That's that contradiction. Best ability is availability, but then all of a sudden when it comes to knock it off, man. Knock it off. We're not finna do that today, are we? We're not finna do this today, are we? Over Nicole Roby Coleman. Roby Coleman? No, apparently Mullen didn't play yesterday. I don't think he played yesterday. Mullen's 4 interceptions. I mean, Mullen's still on his rookie contract. Roby Coleman is coming off of the streets, y'all. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I think I missed the super from my boy Omar. Bro, I've been saying to draft a quarterback to groom behind DC. Also, if we miss the playoffs, what should we do? Oh, my gosh. That's a haymaker, brother. That's a haymaker. Okay. You know, I wanted – if we were going to draft any quarterback, I didn't really want to, but I was going to say we could have took Kenny Pickett. That's who I would have taken. But if we miss the playoffs, you go into next year with someone going behind Carr. You have to get a guy to go behind Carr, and I think it's only right because of the way his contract is set up. But I don't really want to go too deep into that because I don't know if DC is going to continue to have a bad season. I think DC is going to be able to turn it around. He's going to go back, reassess, and then come out guns blazing. Because you think about whenever he's faced adversity, remember that last year when we played the Eagles, after everything had happened, he went out there and only missed like 2 passes. He went out there and missed only like 2 passes. So if we're able to get that Derek Carr to where he bounces back really strong, then I think we'll be fine. But he needs to be consistent. And right now, my main concern when it comes to Derek Carr is inconsistency. It's inconsistency. We seen him put a freaking football on the thread, bro. We seen him in the same game yesterday. We seen him throw a dot, and then we see him throw a duck. We see him throw a dot, then we see him throw a duck. And it was like, dang, Carr, you need to be consistent, brother. And he kept talking about being aggressive, which I think he needs to be aggressive. Derek Carr was doing great when it came to being aggressive decision-making. His decision-making was on point. Don't get it confused. He made the right decisions. Waller was open. He just underthrew the damn ball. Adams was open in the touchdown. He just underthrew the damn ball. And then he throws it behind Waller in the end zone. So that's all on Derek Carr and his ability to pass the ball accurately. Not really so much him making the wrong decisions, because I think he made the right decisions on who to throw it to, not how he threw it to them. Raider Nation, my guy Wasted in here. He says, I don't know if his value around the league equates to more than what they got. And I definitely understand that when it comes to Mullins. You're not going to get a bunch of value for Mullen. Just the fact that we even got a pick for him, I am surprised. Because think about it, Alex Leatherwood was a first-round offensive lineman. We couldn't even get a thing from him. You know, we were lucky for somebody to come pick up his tab. But when it comes to Mullins, I am a little biased, and you guys could tell. You guys could tell I'm a little biased. I like the Mullins. I thought he was solid. He was a Raider. He was a Raider, okay? And I would really have liked to see him stick on this team, especially when we're trying to trend in like that upper echelon direction to where we could develop being one of those Super Bowl contending teams. And I feel like he could have been a part of that. And especially when injuries came down, yes, Mullins may have not played this week, but he's out there practicing. He's out there doing his thing. And we don't know what his health is exactly. But if he comes out and plays week 2, that would have worked perfect for us, especially if Averett goes out, Merritt goes out. It wouldn't hurt to have Mullins with Hobbs and Rock Ya-Sin and then have Sam Webb come in as another guy. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Roby Coleman is terrible, but I just don't think it's really was a part of the plan. This is just kind of like a Band-Aid. Like we're just kind of like wipe up the mess that we just made when we could have had a guy. But it is what it is. It is what it is. He forced the ball on those. I don't think he forced. I don't know what you mean by forced, but I feel as if Derek Carr. I don't know what you mean by forced, so I can't really say. But I could kind of agree. Yeah, he kind of forced it, but I think the pass was the right decision. Like those were good decisions. And if he makes the right throw, they're catches and they're big plays. But he just didn't, man. That Chargers defense was sticky, bro. That defense was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. And this is what I was saying at the beginning of the show is we can't take anything away from the Chargers. Like we have to realize, one, they're Super Bowl. People expect them to win the Super Bowl. Two, people expect Justin Herbert to win the MVP. They just got Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is not watered down. And I tried to tell y'all this. People kept trying to say he was washed. People kept trying to say he's injury prone. He was hurt all last year, which isn't true. He was hurt probably half the season. And then the season before that, he was lights out. So just off of that, we know the Chargers are a good team. We are in the best division in football. So we're going to have to play a very clean game every single week. Shout out to Gene for dropping a super, man. Appreciate you always supporting the channel. He says, everyone seems to forget that Mahomes had a terrible start to the season last year. And even though Carr isn't Mahomes, he is still a top 10 quarterback. He's making it hard to argue the fact that he's a top 10 quarterback, Gene. He's making it hard to argue the fact he's a top 10 quarterback, especially after yesterday's performance. 3 interceptions. And in that video when I was talking about some concerns that I had 3 concerns. Number one was making big plays. Number 2 was Derek Carr's fumbles, and number 3 was the red zone offense. And people try to get on me saying, well, we haven't seen the red zone offense. You're only basing it off of the preseason, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, we've seen our red zone offense the last 3-4 years be terrible. Statistically, in the last 3-4 years, our red zone offense has ranked 22nd or worse in the last 3 to 4 years. I always thought it was a John Gruden issue. And based off of yesterday, Derek Carr really made it look like it was his fault. I mean, let's be honest. He missed a throw to Darren Waller, so that right there is on him. So that was one issue I had. And then the other issue, like I said, was the fumbles. 2 fumbles, Carr. You're barely getting touched, dog. You need to move around. It's like you're not really being assertive when it comes to holding on to football and being able to have a strong stature when standing inside of the pocket. You need to be able to be strong and hold on to that damn football. So those 2 points still stand for me is that we need to see a more efficient red zone, and we need to see less turnovers from Derek Carr because that's fumbling. You can't throw picks and put down a bunch of fumbles. TC said Mullins wasn't a scheme. No, Mullins was definitely a scheme fit, man. There's no way. There's no way Mullins isn't a scheme fit, but Anthony Averett is. I don't even think that don't even go together. They don't even go together. Mullins is everything Anthony Averett is, just bigger. Davis Mills, super underrated. Hell yeah, he's super underrated. That's why I got his rookie cards. Shit, Davis Mills, I knew that boy was going to go out there and do some damage. You just knew he was going to go out there and do some damage. Omar, appreciate it, brother. He says, we need KC to beat the Chokers and Denver to lose. We be back, but we must beat the Cardinals. We need Denver to we need Denver to lose, but Denver's going to beat the Seahawks. I believe Denver's going to beat the Seahawks. And then when it comes to KC, they could potentially beat the Chargers. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be another good game, man. It's going to be another good game. Omar, that's going to be a good game against KC and the Chargers, man. I can't wait to watch that one. This division is going to be crazy. Carr is top 12 to 15. I would say he's top 12. I would say he's definitely top 12. Outside of that, I wouldn't say he's no lower than 12. There's no way Derek Carr's lower than 12. Even though he had a bad year last year, people were saying like my guy TC, Burrow had 5 interceptions. I didn't watch that game, but Burrow had 5 interceptions, and I believe they went to overtime, right, against the Steelers. And who was Burrow playing? Burrow was playing the Steelers, and Who's their starting quarterback? Mitch Trubisky? Like, come on, brother. We were playing the Chargers and Justin Herbert. You feel me? Rodgers had 4 interceptions. So TC is trying to make the case that look, a lot of guys are out there making turnovers, and it's not the world isn't over yet, right? The world isn't over yet. Shout out to Ruben Russ with the super. He says in 2020, Mullen was a top 25 cornerback. Carr had a bad game, but so did McDaniel. Should have ran more screens and run the ball more. So Ruben Rush, shout out to you, man. He's coming in, trying to have Raids back just a little bit. He's trying to have Raids back a little bit with this comment, with this super, and I appreciate you, man, because he says in 2020, Mullins was a top 25 cornerback. Now, if Mullins was a top 25 cornerback in 2020 and then in 21, he was a top 5 corner up until he got hurt. Mullins was a top 5 corner up until he got hurt. And I think that was week 5 that he ended up sending out until the rest of the season. Mullins is going to be a solid guy in the league, in my opinion. So I was kind of upset that we traded him. But to move on to say Carr had a bad game, which is 100% true. I think everybody in the nation would agree with that. And he says, so did McDaniels. Should have ran more screen and ran the ball. And I agree, because you think about some of these. I want to bring up the play-by-play. I kind of didn't want to, but there was a series to where it completely confused me on why we passed the ball. I think we passed the ball like 4 times in a row. Or excuse me, we were in the red zone and we ran the ball once and then passed it every single time. And it confused me because I'm like, yo, we're at like the 1 or 2 yard line. And then we got a false start, I believe it was. So that right there definitely confused me. I think Josh McDaniels could have called a lot better game. But at the end of the day, we ended up taking that L. But I do want to look at let's see, I agree, Carr sucks, bolt up. Yeah, shout out to you, quarter sacks. Do your thug thizzle. I mean, it's crazy because last year y'all was on the couch crying in week 18, and then all of a sudden this year y'all feeling great. Y'all feeling like y'all did something crazy. And it's funny because last year y'all won the first matchup, right? The Chargers won the first matchup. Y'all felt great about it. Y'all was in LA. Y'all had a delayed game because it was lightning and thunder. Y'all got scared out of y'all pants. And then week 18 came around, and then you guys get your ass whipped. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. Get out of here. Over here on that bullshit, gonna come over here and say something. How you gonna talk after? That's what I don't like. It's easy to talk after a win, but it's not easy to talk after a loss. You know what I mean? And I didn't see y'all come in here talking all that shit when we whooped y'all ass last year in week 18. So now all of a sudden they're going to come over here and act like they won a Super Bowl. You feel me? Like, what are we talking about? This is the Chargers Super Bowl. This was literally the Chargers. The Chargers have been literally waiting for this. And this is another point I want. We beat the Chargers last year in week 18. Our redemption is going to the playoffs and beating the Bengals. That's like our redemption. That's for the Raiders. The Raiders aren't thinking, oh, I can't wait till week 1 so we can go beat the Chargers. No, we're thinking about going to the playoffs and beating the Bengals or whoever we have to face because we lost in the playoffs last year. The Chargers, the whole entire offseason, were like, I can't wait until week 1 so we could beat the Raiders. And we're like, okay, we have different goals than just that 1 week. So that's how the Chargers are thinking. That's how the Chargers are thinking. We didn't anticipate all our whole offseason to just the Chargers. That was the Chargers. It's funny because didn't the Chargers players literally have like a documentary or whatever they had? And Justin Herbert was like, oh, I hate the Raiders. I hate the Raiders, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, you've been in the league for 2 years and you played a full 1.5 season and you hate the Raiders? Why do you hate the Raiders? Oh, because they beat you and knocked you out of the playoffs. Or knocked you out of opportunity to go to the playoffs. My fault. I forgot about that. That's funny. They won by 5. Get out of here. Yeah, they won their Super Bowl. This was their Super Bowl, so let them go ahead and soak in the ambiance, man, because look, as long as they've been in the league, they have no Super Bowls, dog. The Chargers have been in the league probably long. I think have the Chargers been in the league longer than the Raiders and they have 0 Super Bowls? All right, never mind. let's go ahead and move on because I don't want to sit here and give this attention. Speak that truth, right, bro? Y'all speak the truth. Y'all get on them. Y'all know how to get on these Chargers fans more than I do. Trust me. I know y'all be wilding out in the chat. Bing, 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 shots fired. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. But enough of talking about the Trayvon Mullen stuff. Enough of talking about Derek Carr because we're going to beat a dead horse on that, okay? We're going to beat a dead horse on that. In this intermission, though, if we can, make sure to hit that like button. Go make a play. It would help a lot. Let's see if we can get over 250 likes because we have over 250 people. If we can get over 250 likes, man, I appreciate it. And make sure to turn on those notifications. All you got to do, because some people say they're not getting notifications. I don't know why. And then also my videos, I noticed I think it's only like 10% of subscribers are getting notifications or something like that. So if y'all can, make sure to hit that bell next to the subscribe button to get notifications, and make sure to hit that like button, man. But let's get back to the chat, man. Let's get back to the chat. I wanted to bring up one more thing on this slide to talk about that I had seen. And I want to switch it over to the defense side of the ball. Look at this beautiful route. Let's look at something positive real quick. Let's look at something positive real quick, okay? Because we had some banter with some Chargers fans. Let's look at something positive. You feel me? They won the war. I get it. They won the war. I mean, it happens. But let's see this real quick. Ooh. Where are you going? Where are you going? This probably gave Samuel Jr. PTSD. And it made him think about Week 18. And then at that point, this right here, this is where he thought in his head, oh, damn, Week 18 all over again. Let me just go home. So he started running away. Then he remembered, oh, this is a new season. Let me come back. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's such a beautiful play. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. But they did win the war at the end of the day. They did win the war. But let's go ahead and bring up some offensive snaps. Let's just bring up a little tedious information. You know what I mean? Tyron Johnson played 3 snaps, guys. Do you guys think Tyron Johnson should have played more snaps than 3 snaps? Hold up. I think, let me see. Week 2, he said raid tape, shook. Oh, yeah, he said Shaw Hobbs locking up Williams too, most definitely. I think Chandler had that almost safety, and that was it. But I'm going to just talk about this tedious information in this offense real quick. And Jutsu, I will get to your super chat. I see it. Let's just go over this so we can go to the defensive side of the ball. But I just want to talk about this real quick. Tyron Johnson only was in for 3 snaps. I feel like we could have used him a lot more aggressively because I feel like we were kind of missing that element of speed. I really we were missing that downfield threat. And I don't want Devontae Adams to be our downfield threat. I really don't. I think he should be everything of that and everything else. Underneath routes, slants, post, going deep as well. But I'd rather have a guy that's predominantly a downfield speedster that everybody, when he comes in the game, everybody's like, oh, my goodness, here we go. We have to make sure we have a safety over top because I feel like that's going to help the rest of the offense. And I feel like we don't have that speed anymore, even though they do want to do that with Devontae Adams. But outside of that, 100% snaps here, Derek Carr, Andre James, Cohen Miller, and John Simpson. We know Andre James left the field or left the stadium in an ambulance and went to the hospital due to concussion reasons, so we'll see what happens. Matt Collins was in on 88% of the snaps. We need to see more from Matt Collins if he's going to be on 88% of the snaps. Jermaine Illuminor, 70%, Parham, 60%. So the snap count is there. Here's the defensive snap count. And here's the defensive stats right here. And we'll get into that shortly. But let's go ahead and hop into the super chat from our guy, Jutsu. He says, offense was rusty, 100%. Feel like Carr wanted to be aggressive this game, but will pull 180 next week. People going to call him out to check downs again, bet. Yes, that is probably what's going to happen. And that's a very good point, Jutsu, because when Derek Carr says he's being too aggressive, that's basically what he's saying, right, Jutsu? And I think that's what you're saying is that because Carr's saying he's being too aggressive, he's going to want to check it down more. He's going to want to take that safe pass decision, right? That conservative pass decision. Just check it down instead of trying to throw it downfield all the time. And I think that's why we lost a lot of Renfro. That's why we didn't see a lot of Renfro, is because he was trying to force the ball downfield so much, is that Renfro was in those underneath routes trying to create something underneath, and Carr wasn't getting him the ball because he was trying to get it downfield so much. So that could potentially be what it is. So definitely a good point right there. Appreciate your super chat, brother. Susan says, yeah, I hardly get notifications. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Kenny says, Ray, the Chargers are 0 for 72 years of losing football. Holy smokes, man. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insane. That's too low. Omar says, we can't crown Herbert. 2 of his touchdowns came from in a bad call from the refs. Yes, most definitely. Well, yeah, because he had got that Nate Hobbs had got that penalty. Terrible call on Nate Hobbs. Were they going to throw a flag for Nate Hobbs trying to tackle Herbert when he acts like he's going to dive into the damn touchdown and then at the last minute want to slide and then act like he's getting up slow? It's like, Herbert, nobody freaking touched you, bro. Why are you getting up like you had a concussion or something? So that pissed me off right there. But what pissed me off even more is they make that call. And at the end of the game, when Khalil Mack makes that sack, he grabs Derek Carr's whole face, bro. And there's no penalty. There's no penalty. So how do you call a penalty when Nate Hobbs barely grazes Justin Herbert's knee when he jumps over him versus Derek Carr getting mauled in the face and a face mask being grabbed and there's no penalty? So that was definitely, in lack of better words, that was definitely some BS, bro. Definitely some BS. Terrible. Face mask. That's what I'm saying, Susan. That was a face mask. I mean, the picture was there. It was evident. And I'm not sure how you I'm not sure how you didn't call that. That's what was confusing to me. Like, how did you not call that? Let's see if I can find the picture. Oh, here's a picture right here. Let me pull it up real quick. I don't know if people have seen this, but it's like, bro, this is a clear face mask. How do you not make that call? How do you not make that call? It's clear as day. And you don't make the call, but you make the call on Nate Hobbs when it came down to him jumping over a quarterback that made a late slide. Pansy ass call. Terrible. Face mask, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, look at this. But it's all good. It's all good. Day one, at the end of the day, we made too many mistakes. Y'all see the hold? No, I don't see no. I'm not sure what hold. Oh, right here. That ain't no hold, bro. That ain't no hold. Carr is soft. Yeah, Carr is soft. Carr need to step up and have some stature to himself. He be dropping the ball. I don't know, bro. He be dropping the ball like, I don't even know what to call that, man. We lost by 5, and remember JJ slipped on a for sure touchdown. Yeah, and we didn't see enough of Josh Jacobs. I definitely thought we would see more running, especially the fact you keep 5 running backs on the roster. Why don't you see more running backs? Why didn't you see more running? He's like, that's a hole. That ain't no damn hole. What are you talking about, bro? That ain't no hole. 3 sacks by Mac, though. Yeah, Mac's a beast. And I try to tell Raider fans, look, I know Raider fans hate to hear it, but I try to tell them, like, look, Mac is not washed up. People thought Mac was washed up. That's a joke. And I had to pull up the stats last time to show them, look, he got 10 sacks in 2020 and was elite across the whole board in the run game, in the pass game, and last year he was just hurt. So Carr fumbled the ball more than any football player I know. Exactly. More than any football player I've ever seen. Like, dog, it's almost like he would rather fumble the football instead of being sacked. And I would hate to say that, but it is just weird. But let's go ahead and bring up some defensive stats real quick. Because our guy, B.D. Williams, shout out to B.D. Williams. He is a member of Tape Don't Lie. Great show. They break down tape. But B.D. Williams got some stats for us right here for the defense. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at what the defense had to give us last night or yesterday. Because honestly, how do you guys feel about the defense play? On a scale to 1 to 10, how well, matter of fact, hold on, let me pump my brakes. On a scale to 1 to 10, yes, sir, TDL is fire. Shout out to Mark, shout out to Marcus, shout out to our guy BD. On a scale to 1 to 10, rank the offense. Not just Derek Carr. Try not to think about only Derek Carr and only the offensive line, but think about Darren Waller, Devontae Adams, how everybody got working. On a scale of 1 to 10, let me see in the comments, what do you guys think? Where did the offense rank? You can't use 7. You can't use 7 on the scale of 1 to 10. A 4 coming from Chevy. Holy smokes. I would give it a 4 too, bro. Nope, I wouldn't even give it a 6, SVT. I can't give it a 6. I can't, guys. EJ says a 6. Derek Vehicle says a 6. Okay. Walker, Lionel. An 8? Are you out of your mind right now? Are you telling me that the Raiders offense, I said the Raiders offense on a scale of 1 to 10 is an 8, Lionel? Oh, hey, no. The chat, make sure you get on Lionel right now. The chat needs to make sure Lionel is okay. He is safe. Make sure he got water. Make sure Lionel has something to eat because I think he is not feeling good. I don't think he's feeling good. I don't think he watched the same game we watched yesterday because that offense was far from an 8. Dragon Hendricks, a 4. I got a 4. If you said a 5, I can mess with you. He said, voted with my heart. Okay, so your heart's working still. You're still part of the Raider Nation. Shout out to Lionel, man, because he's thinking with his heart, bro. He's thinking with his heart. So you can't get mad at Lionel. Shout out to Lionel. That's one of our Raiders brothers. Love that he's able to pull up for this live, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Just giving you a hard time. He's thinking with his heart. And if you think with your heart as a Raiders fan, we're going to be undefeated every season. So I definitely understand that. Miguel says, take your feeling out of it. Yeah. We just having fun, man. It ain't that serious. Cunningham and Pacing. What's good with you, brother? Glad you're able to pull up. Glad to see you able to make it this morning. He says, so many people were waiting for Carr to have a bad game so they can run their mouth. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, where you been? That's the funny thing, though, right, Cunningham? Because this whole offseason, we didn't really hear any bashing from Carr. Then all of a sudden, he has this bad game, and people were waiting, right? People were just waiting, just itching to say something. But really, what saved Carr was not losing that bad, right? That's the only thing that saved Carr. Only thing that saved Carr was coming out in the second half super strong and being able to put those extra points to where it ended up being a 5-point game. And so it made it look better than what it was. But we know if Derek Carr was able to make those throws, it's a different ball game. It's a way different ball game. Agent Red says 4, and that's being generous, and I think so as well, man. I got a 4. Rob says it should be a 9.5, but yesterday it was a 5. Agree, 100% agree. Rob 75. I definitely think it could have been a 9 if Derek Carr makes at least 2 of those touchdown passes. But I mean, the offensive line, I don't know how much of it is the offensive line versus Carr, but it was tough. It was tough, man. The O-line was getting punished. They didn't really have too much control. He wasn't forcing it to Tay. I don't know if he was forcing it to Tay. I don't think he was too much. I know some people say he was, but I think Tay, he was just open. At some point, he was just open. And Carr, they just have a different connection. And when you think about it, he still was able to spread the ball to Waller, ran for a little bit. But one thing we didn't see, if anybody's able to find out, how many times did Derek Carr check the ball down? Does anybody know? Yeah, you got to hit that. Once he missed that pass to Waller in the end zone, that's when I was worried. But how many times did Derek Carr check the ball down? I'm really curious now because I was trying to stay up last night and watch the game again, and I only made it to about the second half until I fell asleep. But I don't remember seeing Derek Carr check the ball down. Can anybody tell me in the chat right now, how many times did you see Derek Carr do a check down? Susan says, not many. He didn't have much time back there. Most of his throws were first read. Yeah, most of his throws were first read. But what I would like to say is, what I mean by check down is he hikes the ball and then dumps it to his running back. That's what I mean by a check down. Not so much, maybe 3 times max. Yeah, 1 time. Someone says 1 time. And so he says, so that's a check down. Well, I seen somebody actually say we threw it. Somebody was saying that the Renfro pass that was intercepted was a check down. That wasn't a check down. That was just a drag route by Renfro. And I think that was actually an improvised route because there was some type of scrambling going on. So to my point, this is going to end the offensive discussion actually until we go to the defense side of the ball, because I want to talk about Chandler Jones. I want to talk about our defensive tackles, and I want to talk about our depth at defensive back. I mean, we got to talk about the whole linebacker core too. So the whole defense. But I don't remember, personally, I don't remember any checkdowns like Mike said. He says, I don't recall a checkdown. And I don't remember too many. I don't remember too many checkdowns. And this is where we could definitely say Carr, where Carr was saying he was being aggressive. This is where I think he meant. He wasn't checking the ball down, guys. He wasn't. Let's be honest. We can barely remember a pass to where, okay, he checked it down. We don't remember a pass. We don't remember a third down to where we're like, oh, okay, it's third and long, check down. Remember how this used to be the narrative that he's a check down king, right? It's third and long and he checks it down. So I want to see what happens next week and see how Derek Carr goes about the check down because this week we didn't see that many. But let's go to the defense side of the ball real quick, y'all, and talk about what's going on with the defense, because our guy, B.D. Williams, got some stats up here, and he says the attempts, how do you read this? What the hell we got going on? 35 attempts, yards, boom. Yards. I don't think this is showing the entire thing. Let me see what happens if I click on it. Down, first down. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Now we have the entire breakdown. And when we look at this, we're going to learn what we're looking at here together, because I just like to pull it up so we can get some idea. So here we got the downs and we got the passes. So on first down, we passed it 11 times. So in total, we passed it 33. Total runs, 35. 100 yards rushing, 285 yards passing. Stop percentage, 39%, 66%. So based on this, it's saying that our stop percentage was 66% with the run, 39% with the pass. How many times did we pass on first? Second down, 14. Third down, 7, 8. Okay. Yards, 13, 41, 113, 131. So it looked like we probably should have ran the ball on first down a lot more, because you got the 7. Okay, so we have 6 more plays on average, 3.9, 10.3. So our best running was on the first down. Was our best runs. Our best pass was on first down as well. But it looked like if we would have came out running a little bit more, we would have definitely had a completely different game. A completely different game if we would have ran the ball a lot more. Hobbs looking like a monster on the field, and Abram hold it down for us. I like the way they're using him. Yeah, Abram definitely looks like a beast out there. I hope he had better ball skills, because he does not play the ball very well. He always plays the damn receiver, and it pisses me off that Abram plays a receiver every time, because if he were to just to play the ball, a little bit, he'd have more interceptions, man. More interceptions. Talk about who? Oh, Jones. He played. Yeah, Chandler Jones, bro. Bro had 0 impact on the freaking game. And I'm gonna hop into it here shortly. DK says game speed from practice to real game just different. And this is where it kind of makes you wonder, should we have had some guys go out there during the preseason? I feel like we should have. I feel like the preseason would have helped this entire team, all the starters, go out there and kind of build some more cohesion, chemistry, and get the game speed down because we haven't really had that opportunity. And the Patriots suck compared to the Chargers. So practicing against them, I don't think that really helped us that much. It made it worse losing close. It shows how bad Carr was. He single-handedly lost the game. Yeah, Kenny. I would say he single-handedly lost the game as well, man. Element Pro says 0 sacks, 0 turnovers for the defense. And that's true, man. I mean, where was the edge rush? Devin Young says there was no edge rush. I mean, Max Crosby, I'll be honest, Max Crosby, I felt like he was giving it his all. Just by watching the game, it looked like he was giving it his all. He was relentless, as we know he is. He was dominant. Can we give Max Crosby at least some credit in the run game? Like, Max Crosby in the run game was solid. He was out there. He had probably 3 TFLs in the run game. And then he got his hands on Herbert a couple of times. He interfered with a pass. So I should use different words. He was not interfered with the pass because they got pass interference, but y'all know what I'm saying. He disrupted a pass by knocking a pass out of Herbert's hands that went to the ground. So I think Crosby had a very good game, but Chandler Jones, dog, where is this guy? Someone needs to go find Chandler Jones, because when I had said Chandler Jones was a fossil of his whole self, when I feel like he is more of a name than a player now, a lot of people got on me. A lot of people said I was hating that I'm not a Raiders fan, that I'm going against the new regime and I'm trying to spread. And it's like, bro, I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just giving my opinion on a player that we have brought in. And I'm not saying that Chandler Jones is bad, because he's probably better. He is better than Yannick, but he's not who we thought he was, in my opinion. He's not who we thought he was, all right? At the end of the day, I think he's a little bit older edge rush or edge defender. And I think when you sign those older guys, they kind of have that name attached to them, like a J.J. Watt. Like, J.J. Watt is a solid name, but at the end of the day, it's not a solid game. You can go sign him to a big contract, but J.J. Watt isn't the same person we know of J.J. Watt. And that's what I feel about Chandler Jones. Is he's just a fossil of him old self. He's still a good football player, but he's not the same guy. But we'll see what happens as the season goes on. A lot of people disagree with me on that. And I know week 1 just transpired, but y'all got to LV Maximus says, Raid, what about the new CB we just signed? We did talk about Roby Coleman. I did get my 2 cents on that. Neek, shout out to Neek for the super chat. He says, look at CNG video. He can be more on point. I've been saying this for years. His pocket awareness is terrible. I definitely watched I was just talking to CNG this morning, man. And and I definitely watched his video, his breakdown of Derek Carr missing the passes. And I don't even think we need to see a film breakdown of Derek Carr. Like, let's be honest. We didn't need to see a breakdown because we knew he missed those passes. There was nothing else. When he missed Darren Waller in the end zone, there was nothing else to see. So in that aspect, that's how we really didn't need to see film. We just knew he missed the passes. Let's rate the tape on our trenches play this week. Definitely got you. Shout out to Daniel Kemp. Appreciate you, brother. We will do the trenches this week. Let me know if you guys want to see Bryce Callahan. What are we doing? Let me know if you guys want to see the offensive line or the defensive line. If anything, I'll do the defensive line because I don't really like doing offensive line work. Like, I'll definitely leave that up to CNG. And that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably hit up CNG and be like, bro, let's do a breakdown of the trenches. And I'll see if he wants to do it because I know he'd be busy. But if it would be dope if I could do the defensive line and then CNG could do the offensive line and we could do a film study together. I'll see if CNG wants to do that. That would be a lot of fun. But this is actually something I wanted to talk about, Devin Young, and he brings up a great point. I see you, Alexander Martinez. I'll check my IG DM right now, brother. That was wasted. Texting me back from that picture I sent him earlier. That boy's funny. Alex Martinez, I'm going to check my joint right now. He said, sent you a pic. Dun, 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 dun. Yep, I got the picture, brother. 4th and 8. I got the picture on the 4th and 8, Alex. Alex, let me know what we're looking at. But Bryce Callahan on Hunter Renfrow, this is the matchup I want to watch going into this film study because I don't know if Bryce Callahan shut down Hunter Renfrow, but boy, he was sticky. He was sticky. So Bryce Callahan was a crazy pickup for the Chargers, man. He was a crazy pickup for the Chargers. And we just hit the 1 hour mark. So if you guys can, go hit that like button. Go make a play. Do your touchdown dance. I don't know what it is. If it's the gritty, I don't know what it is. But if you got to do the gritty on the way to hitting that like button, please hit that like button, y'all. Let's see if we can get 300 likes on this live. That would be lit. That would be crazy lit. And turn on those notifications. Is that bell next to your subscribe button. If you guys can hit that and turn the notifications on, because it says that a lot of people don't even get notifications from me. And people have been telling me that it just hasn't been working. So sometimes you have to press it and then put it on again. But if you guys don't have it on, please turn on those notifications. But let's get down to it. Quentin Booker, I'm sorry, y'all. We really lost because I wore my Raider gear watching the game when I usually don't. Yeah, Booker, you jinxed us, Book. The hell you thinking, man? Trayvon Merrick starting to piss me off. 0 impact, bro. I'm not even going to lie, Element Pro. I'll be honest. I was thinking the same thing last night when the tight end beat Merrick across the field and Abram played the receiver instead of the tight end. I was pissed off because I feel like Merrick should have shut that shit down. He definitely should have shut that down. Susan says preseason would have made an impact. Definitely would have made an impact. Let's go down. Ruben Rust with the super. He says Farrell had 3 pressures on 8 snaps with a quarterback hit. I think Abrams played great. Everyone going to need to give Abram his flowers by the end of the season. Abrams did play great, but one thing I will nitpick about Abrams is his lack of playing the football. His ball skills are garbage, guys, because – excuse me. That's that endo. Not out, though. That's indigestion. But his ability to play the ball is so bad that he will be right next to it, and instead of going to try to knock the ball out or catch it, he plays the receiver and tries to hit the receiver. And I don't know if they're coaching him to do that, but, dog, you're in so many spots close to the ball, you can get that thing. Diablo looked out of position every play. I don't think Diablo will be on this team very long. I'll be honest. But let's stick to the defensive line real quick. I don't want to jump around too much, but let's stick to the defensive line real quick. Max was balling. TJ says Max was balling. High motor. Jones was way out of the play every snap. He got kicked out, and Herbert just stepped up in the pocket throwing dots. Yeah, he was. He was throwing some freaking lasers, man. Definitely. And speaking of the rest of the defense, let me see. Did I miss a super? I don't think I did. I don't want to miss any supers. Because, boy, if you miss one, they're going to be on your helmet. I tell you, they're going to be on your helmet. No year is all on Carr. Stop. Yeah, no year. But that game, this last game was on Carr. I wouldn't say a whole season, but this game was on Carr. Also, y'all, I'm not a Raider fan. I'm a Chargers fan. Yeah, I could tell you're a Chargers fan from what you were saying earlier. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you attending this live and just being with us, being able to talk as a civilized football fan, because I could tell you're civilized and you've said some good things about what the Raiders have done. But I could also tell you're a Raiders fan and you're giving great insight from a Chargers perspective, because I do agree with you on that Bryce Callahan. And that's why I want to watch the film, Devin Young, because I feel like Bryce Callahan did a great job for you guys, especially going up against Renfrow. And I think it's because of his speed versus Renfro's. Renfro's not the fastest. He has great route running, but Bryce Callahan is very twitchy and very fast. We've seen Bryce Callahan as a Chargers fan and as a Raiders fan. We've seen Bryce Callahan a lot of times. So good morning to Chaz. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Morning. Yeah, where was Kuntz? So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick, and we could look at these defensive snaps. And this is what I really wanted to take a look at and how we could really digress on this on this defense, I should say, because we got the snaps. We got the look of the snaps right here. Max Crosby, 96% of the snaps we get from Max Crosby. Played an outstanding game. Outstanding game from Max Crosby right here, okay? Then you get Jonathan Abram, 100% of the snaps. I love the game for Jonathan Abram. I wish he just had better ball skills. Nate Hobbs is elite. Can we agree Nate Hobbs is elite at this point? I mean, and this is why I was confused earlier when people were saying, well, we signed a nickel corner. I don't want anybody playing nickel besides Nate Hobbs, especially after him making all those freaking tackles. Did you see him killing it in the run game? And then he makes that huge play on third down to stop the slant. Why would you want freaking Coleman to come in and play in the nickel? It's just going to piss me off. Even just the thought of people saying that is freaking stupid, bro. Anyways, Diablo, linebacker, played like garbage in my opinion. Chandler Jones wasn't worth a freaking dollar he made. He didn't do anything that we paid him to do. Okay, Rocky Sin was doing Rocky Sin. He was doing decent. He didn't play a lot, or actually he played 80%. But what I didn't see a lot of him. What I should say, Nichols did decent. I seen him make a couple of plays, but I did see him get bullied a couple times. Deron Harmon, I don't know. Jayon Brown, decent. I definitely seen Denzel Perryman come out a lot of plays. Andrew Billings, and then the rest. I mean, you just go down the list, and it was just Malcolm Koonce played only 2 snaps, guys. I seen somebody ask about Malcolm Koonce. I don't know if you can see that, but he only played 2 snaps. You can look at the bottom of the screen. So we'll see what happens when it comes to. It was Booker's fault. Yeah, it was Booker's fault. He was wearing that shit. Go to your settings on YouTube and turn on the notifications. Yeah. If you guys can, turn on the notifications, man. Everett was killing us, bro. Yeah, he was. And you know, he did get that touchdown, but honestly, I feel like it should have been a sack. I mean, Teamer played good coverage. Teamer isn't supposed to be a starter. And honestly, if you have Teamer in man coverage, you're already in trouble. But he did play well on that. It was just a better offensive play. I'm not really bagging on Teamer too much. How you don't know it's not the offensive line? What film are you watching? You must be talking to somebody else in the chat. And another thing is, what film are you watching? If you've already got the film, then I'm surprised. A lot of people don't have the film, so I haven't watched the film because I don't even got it yet. So you probably talking to somebody in the chat, though. Starters definitely should have played in the preseason, man. You're 100% right, Devin. 100% right. TC says, I love Raider Nation. Carr haters are not Raider Nation for life. You know what it is, brother. We got to keep this thing going. We ain't stopping. It's only week 1. Need to do a rated tape on Booker taking off his gears. Sousa, that boy Sousa stupid. Hey, that boy crazy. EJ says, Ellerman and Waller didn't drop that ball. Carr underthrew it through behind it. Yeah, 100%. I think Carr missing a lot of throws, 100%. He did miss a lot of throws, man. Do you think we are considering Sue more? And I don't know if we are. I feel like we would have brought him in by now, but the fact that we haven't kind of tells me that we already made our decision on not bringing him in, especially after 1 week has transpired and he's still a free agent. So I wonder what the deal is with the Dominican Sue. Now, it depends also because you think about the roster that went into the game last week. We had both our rookie defensive tackles out. Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell Jr. were not active. They sat out. Brayton Brown sat out as well. So that's another name, and he's on the offense side of the ball. So with Andrew Billings being hurt, we may see one of these guys or both of these defensive tackles come in and try to do some work. That's why I got Nate Hobbs' jersey before the season started. That's my dog. Yeah, Nate Hobbs is a beast, dude. Dude is, 100%, Sean. Yeah, he did drop it because it's behind him. You don't make it impossible. Bad drop and bad pass. Yeah, Waller needs to make some catches, though, man. Seems like the type of guy that if the pass isn't perfect, he's not going to catch it a lot of the times. And he doesn't break freaking tackles. But Waller is a stud, but those are just 2 things I have on Waller. He don't catch the ball unless it's a perfect pass, and he doesn't break tackles. Never. He never breaks tackles. Never. You said, I got that Hobbs jersey. It seems like Hobbs jersey is the one to go with. Hobbs plays outside on 2 corner sets, and he plays slot when we have 3. Exactly. So, Nicholas, you think about it, and we just seen the snap count, right? We just seen the snap count. Hobbs played virtually all of the snaps. He played 99%. He only was off by 1 snap. He didn't play for 1 freaking snap. So if you're telling me that Hobbs is going to play outside corner, and then when we go to nickel, he's going to go to the inside, why the hell would you want nickel Roby for your nickel? That's all I was saying. But our backup stepped up. Yeah, I'm not who. Are you talking about what's his name? Davis? You might be talking about Davis. He said, if Chandler wasn't producing, why not give Kuntz a shot? This is where I'm so confused. What is it about Kuntz? What is it about Kuntz that doesn't give him playing time? Because last year with Gus Bradley, Kuntz barely got any burn. Now we're going into year 2 after he got a sack in every preseason game again, and he goes out there and he only gets 2 snaps. So I'm confused. Like, what is it about Kuntz that doesn't give him that playing time? Our secondary depth is a huge problem, but yeah, we're too busy trading away players that are hurt for 7th-round picks or 6th-round picks, whatever it is, to the Cardinals. So, you know, I guess people love the trade of trading Mullen, and I guess apparently it's a good trade. I don't know why people think it's a good trade or why we traded him. And people keep saying, oh, it's because he's hurt. But, I mean, that's a bullshit. I mean, we didn't trade Waller because he was hurt, and he was owed a huge contract. But that's Waller, and people give excuses for him. I mean, I don't know. It's a joke. That whole situation is a joke, in my opinion. If J.C. Jackson and Allen were there, it would have looked real bad by the end, guys. I don't think that would have been the case so much, honestly, man, because a lot of times you'll get that situation to where guys will get hurt and they'll come out, and then the game will be the same, or then you'll get guys come back, and then they'll end up losing the game, right? So I don't really tack on the personnel too much. Only if it's maybe like a defensive lineman or a quarterback. That's the only way I would really look at it that way. 39 is cold on Hobbs. Yeah, for real. Yeah, KJ. Yeah, KJ said the same thing. Next jersey that I want is Max Crosby. Yeah, Max Crosby seems like a solid pickup to go to. Max Crosby. Well, what about DA? Devontae Adams' jersey got to be a solid one to go to as well. Starting Bolden over Jacobs is downright retarded. Yeah, what happened? Did we start Bolden over Jacobs? I don't think we started him technically as far as like running the football, but maybe on the first snap, because I see Brandon Bolden. Brandon Bolden, I see why we keep him in the game. I see why Josh McDaniels kept him. Everything I ever said about Brandon Bolden, everything I said about Josh McDaniels keeping Brandon Bolden on this roster proved me wrong, and I was 100% wrong about it. So, I mean, that's that. I'll be 100% clean with that one. I was wrong about Brandon Bolden. The dude, his pass blocking, that dude was lame. He would smack people, bro. He would smack people. So it's easier to find a slot corner than starter on the outside. I mean, is it? I don't think so, man. I mean, see, people say that, and this might be more of a – I think this right here is more of what should I say? How should I put this? Up to discretion. That's what I say. It should be up to your discretion, right? On whether it's harder to find a slot corner, or outside corner. Because really, when you're outside corner, you have a way more help. Like, you have way more help, man. And as a cornerback myself, someone that loves to play corner, when you're outside corner, you have an extra defender and out of bounds. So you have that leverage. And then also you could feed everything to the inside. So then you just don't have to make a tackle, or if they do catch the ball, you have help. But when you're a nickel corner, dog, you're on an island every time. Like every single time you're on an island. They could break out. They could break in. They could block you. You have to have run fits. It's not easier to get a slot corner because you have to be able to have the run fits. You have to learn them. You have to fill the gaps. You have to go up and make the tackle. And we made so many plays with Nate Hobbs in the run game. Now, imagine taking all those tackles away that Nate Hobbs made because we want to line up on the outside. That would be ridiculous. That'd be the dumbest thing we would do. Jacobs' pass blocking definitely needs work. Definitely. I saw Averett playing the slot a lot while he was playing. Well, there was a lot of movement because I seen Merrick in the slot. I seen Averett. I seen Hobbs. I seen Amik Robertson out there. So there was a lot of movement going on. Jacobs missed a few key blocks yesterday. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Most definitely. What was up with that trick play? Exactly, SVT. I was confused. I think I even put it on my Twitter, and I was like, why did we run that trick play? Like, we were moving the ball just fine. And then all of a sudden, we just run this trick play. And it was like, why? Why did we just run this trick play? Did something happen to where I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what was on. I don't know. But check this out. Check this tweet out that I just seen right here. It says the Raiders D allowed 2 first downs and forced 3 3-and-outs in the final 5 drives yesterday. This is what the Raiders offense did in that span. So in 5 drives that the Raiders defense stopped the Chargers, they threw a pick, Carr threw a pick, threw another pick, threw a touchdown, and then it was a turnover on downs. So even with 5 stops, the offense couldn't really do anything besides get 1 touchdown. So, and one of those was the trick play. So the fact that trick play really, just screwed up the entire drive. Josh McDaniels. We talked about the offense and we talked about the defense. Let's talk about Josh McDaniels and the coaching now. One thing I would like to say is the special teams is something I was worried about. When we changed special teams coaches, when Rich Bisaccia went out and we brought in McMahon, I was concerned. I was worried, and I am still worried. I don't think he's a very good special teams coach. Making mistakes like kicking the freaking ball out of bounds, that's ridiculous, dog. That is unacceptable. How do you even let that shit slide? It's a freaking kickoff. You get the ball at the 40-yard line. You give the ball to the Chargers at the 40-yard line. And then the play calling by Josh McDaniels was iffy. Like, there was times that I was just really concerned with why we were passing the ball so much in situations to where I'm like, dog, we could have just forced it up the gut and just continued to try to run the ball in some situations. So the coaching was something I was somewhat concerned about. But, they tricked themselves. Exactly. They tricked themselves, Jackie Chun. That's what I'm saying, man. But, I appreciate everybody tuning in, dog. I think we're about to wrap this one up. Hey, if y'all can, before you go, make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to hit those notifications. And if you guys want to check out Redemption Brand, I got new colorways on the site right now. I got the all black. If you guys want to check it out, go check it out at redemptionbrand.com. Go check it out at redemptionbrand.com. It is going to be, let me see, how do you do this? Ticker? What is that? The thing slides. All right, anyways, the link is down below right here at the ticker. But I do got the black on black. I got the beige in black as well. And if you guys have any ideas, on colorways, on t-shirt designs, on anything, hit me up on my Instagram at Rate the Tape or at Redemption Brand on Instagram. Go ahead and hit me up and let me know any ideas that you guys would probably want to feed my way, or that you guys would like to see, and I'll try to put those things in motion. We could do a collab, anything like that. I love working with people. So hit me up on IG. I always try to write back in a timely manner. I know sometimes it takes me a while, but I try to hit back. But Pacey Cunningham with the closing statement. He says, I give Lovie Smith credit for giving Hobbs a chance and putting that dog in him in college because Hobbs was going the wrong way. Very good comment, Pacey and Cunningham, because, Lovie Smith did kind of advocate for Hobbs and got him in a situation to get drafted. So that's a very good point. And Hobbs really could have went undrafted. He really could have, but we took that flyer on him. So I'm glad we were able to go out and get this guy because he's going to be a dog. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Shout out to all 300, up to like 350 people that had pulled up. Appreciate everybody that had dropped a super. Shout out to all the members as well. If you guys want to become a member, just hit that join button. It helps supporting the channel. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Halo Raider for pulling up on us, man. Agent Red in the building. Everybody that was with us. SVT. He said we saw Josh Jacobs line up as a wide receiver a lot. Yeah, that's just get him spread out wide to see if we can get him in that man coverage. D Raider. D Raider said, my hat came today. I got that heat, homie. I want the white and red one, G. Shout out to D Raider. Appreciate you supporting the brand, dog. The white and red is unreleased right now. I'll probably drop a date for that release here soon, but right now it is unreleased. Shout out to everybody that came through, man. Appreciate everybody supporting the brand, the channel. Drop the super chat, became a member, anything like that. Thank y'all. Until next time, y'all ready to take.